All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is October 17th, 2025, 6:31 in the morning. Friday. And we are getting started with our day. And so it is a dark. I don't know what IFG means. Oh, it's an LFG. Good morning, Mohammed. Yeah, and so here we are this morning, and it is where I am. It is dark. It looks like the beginning. It looks like um. It reminds me of if you've seen the new show. It's not a new show. What was the show after WandaVision? Muhammad probably even knows. Agatha All Along, and they start going down the road. It is dark. It is scary. It is windy. I don't know if it's raining, but it is crazy outside. And I understand the birds are not chirping, and I completely understand because they're probably hiding somewhere, based on the way the weather looks outside. But I heard I don't remember who it was. Some mentor of mine who was talking about how people's attitudes are so finicky sometimes. Like people will let if there's water falling out of the sky or not affect their mood, affect their attitude towards the day. He's like, it's like, what does that have to do with how you feel about you? And so we need the rain and the scariness and the darkness to accentuate the light. As I said, one of my favorite lines of any movie is it's from Vanilla Sky. I keep saying I want to watch somebody. I need to watch a reactor watch Vanilla Sky. I like Vanilla Sky, and in Vanilla Sky, the saying is the sweet can never be as sweet without the sour. All right. And you need the contrast. You need the bad days to make you understand what the good days are. If all days were good, you wouldn't know what a good day is, right? So you would just be like, well, that's the way it's supposed to be. All right. I can't compare my days waking up, even the days when I'm like in a bad mood, to what it must be to wake up to like not see. I don't know. That would be a bad day for me, but I can't. I don't know what that's like. I just assume I'm going to be able to see every day I wake up. So be grateful for the things you have. You can always look. It could always be worse. It could always be better. So be grateful for where you are, and where we're gonna go. And as long as every day you just want to make some momentum, some positive change. And I was thinking about this yesterday. So I was at work, and I was standing at the door. I was taking like a little break. I didn't take a lunch break yesterday because I was fasting. As I said yesterday, I'm going to fast all day, and so here we are. So today I don't have to fast. I'm going to eat something this morning, or I haven't eaten yet, so might as well just keep going for right now. But anyway, so I was just like, let me just take a break. Not going to go anywhere because it's going to make me want to eat something. And I just was standing at the door, and it was kind of warm because the sun was coming through the glass door. And I was just looking out at the street. Sorry, need to breathe more. I'm yawning. It's just the morning yawning. That would be a good name for a podcast, The Morning Yawning. But I'm thinking I'm like all the things I've done in my life. Good morning, Renee. Good morning, and good morning. But I'm like all the things that I've done in my life have led me to this point right here. I do this from time to time, like where I'm just like doing something and I just think about this thought, like all the practices I went through, all the jump shots I shot for basketball, all the hours that I studied for tests, all the working out I've done, all the things, every decision that I've made over 49 years and a month and a half have led to me standing in this doorway at this company, looking out looking out at the road at 3:34 is when I looked at my watch today, right? And so and it's a weird kind of just thought process to go through. I don't know if anybody actually ever does that other than myself, but it was like, this we all have our own little choose your own adventure book, and this is I'm on this page, and all the choices of my adventures have led me to this page right here, standing here at this company right now. So I was have I ever watched Narrow Knowledge? No, but I'll write it down. um I don't know what that is. So Narrow Knowledge. Yeah, so the thing is I was thinking about that, and I was okay, I'll take a peek. Maybe not today. I wrote it down. I gotta figure out. I'm planning my day right now. But I'll look it up. The So I was thinking about a friend of one of my friends once told me, hey, good morning, Maya Chia, that we always want change. We want things to change for the better, but we never really want to deal with transition. We like change, but we don't like transition. All right. It's like and transition happens over, it can happen rapidly or it can happen over a long period of time. Most of the time, change happens over a long period of time. When you have rapid change, that usually hurts more. Like if you try to lose um, 30 pounds in 30 days, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of will and exercise, and there are a lot of and diet and whatnot you'd have to do, right, to change that kind of rapid. I watched David Goggins, and he lost 100 pounds in 3 months to go into the to be able to qualify to try to become a Navy SEAL, just to get in, right? And so yes, life is transition, right? So if you want to see fast changes, it takes radical, fast, crazy stuff to happen, right? Um, but that's not how most change happens. Most change happens slowly in accumulation. It's like we watch a movie, and one of our favorite things, and movie makers are really great at doing this. I just watched Better Call Saul, and the idea that Saul works really hard over an extended period of time is shown a couple of times. Like it's like there's a whole montage where it's like him and Kim are just getting up every morning and doing the same thing over and over and going to work and doing this and doing it, and you see it repetitive, and and in like 8 minutes they've established that, oh, he's been working really hard for like 6 months. Or you watch like a Rocky movie, and everyone loves the Rocky, well, not everyone, obviously, but the fans of Rocky, the workout montage, and it's like, oh, and he got ready and he's ready to fight Drago, and he's been running up the mountain, and he's, lifting weights and this and that. And he must have been doing this for a very long time. And you got the hearts on fire, strong desire, rages deep within, right? So, and you watch that, and it's what, 5-minute montage, and then all of a sudden he's ready to fight. And he's got abs, and he's lifted the cart, and he's running up the mountain, right? And so but what we don't realize in our real lives is that every single one of those days is a challenge, and it's a small accumulation over time. And it's like, Renee just said, life is transition, right? um I argue with, well, I don't argue with anymore, but I used to argue with theists about evolution, right? And they would say, "Where's the transitional fossil? Show me the fossil where a fish turns into a land animal." And I'm like, there are no transitional fossils. Like every fossil is a transitional fossil. Like every single one is transitioning into something else. There's no like one. It's not like one day a dinosaur laid an egg and a chicken came out. Like it doesn't work like that, right? Oh, voice, yeah, voice of an angel, right? Lucifer was an angel crusader. I remember that. So the point being is like the transition happens, but and a lot of people get lost during the everyday. Yeah. Um, like the everyday, it's like every day goes by. Like I'm forget, like as I'm doing my job, like every day it's like just call after call after call and just doing this thing and the monotony of it. And but you forget that it does like the I broke down my job yesterday. I was like, I got to call at least 48 schools a day, right? It was what the breakdown did in order for me to be done with the 1,200 schools I got to contact in a month, right? And so, and every once in a while I've gotten a couple of sales, but it's like the monotony of doing it. This make another call this, send this email, and blah blah blah. And it's not hard. It's just not. It's like I got to be here for 8 hours doing this, and you start to think, am I wasting my life? What could I be doing? Like, and that's the comparison is the thief of joy, right? It's like while you're in that monotony, while you're in that, working out every day, and I don't seem to be getting stronger, and or I'm dieting every day, or I'm doing this and I'm putting this work in, and I'm, making these, daily videos. Like right now, I got 3 people in here. That's cool. That's awesome. I was talking to nobody, and in 2 weeks from now, it might be 5 people in here, and who knows how it goes. And I don't even do this, to gain an audience. Like I'm not doing Morning Matters for that. I'm doing Morning Matters because I want to wake up in the morning and put myself on the right path for success. So I appreciate everyone that's here, and I hope I bring some appreciation to you. I brighten your day a little bit as well. But it's like the everyday. I was thinking of, because I love paradoxes. One of the things I do on Cosmic Matters, I talk about paradoxes, right? And so the everyday, adding a little bit, doing a little bit more this day, it doesn't seem like it does anything, but and you almost want to be like we're trained, to be the montage. Like I wish I want to be a lawyer, and like, oh, my camera went out for a second. Or I want to be Rocky, and I want to be able to fight Ivan Drago after just a couple of minutes. Like I just want to, like, it should be that quick, and it doesn't happen that quick. And luckily it doesn't happen that quick, because sometimes we wish for things that we don't really think through, that we think we want, and we really don't want them. So but the things that we do want, and the goals that we're going to go over in a minute, that I'm going to go over in a minute, is the accumulation of the things that we put in our pile. Like I talked about weight loss, I talked about whatnot, but also or your job or your relationships. Like you don't build a relationship by buying flowers once, or by doing something once. You have to do it over and over, and you have to show your appreciation over and over and over, and you build a relationship. Where this is how you build a following. It's how you build muscle. It's how you build financial wealth, right? There's no real quick way. If there was a quick way and it was easy to do it, if it was easy just to invest your money, you do it the right thing every day, and build it over time, in 10 years you get there. If it was easy, then everyone would do it. So we have to remember that. That's why we have our goals. That's why we have to look at our goals. We have to remember why we're doing the monotony, while we're in the montage. Understand it is just a montage, right? And whether it's a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, whatever. It's, the daily grind that needs to take place to see the change, the transition that has to happen to see the change that you want. It's just a part of it. You're paying your dues to get it. And so one of the things I love is paradoxes, right? It's probably why I like black holes and science and everything, and physics of astronomy, because there's a lot of paradoxes and things that don't make sense, but that exist, right? And one of my favorite paradoxes is called the paradox of the heap. And the paradox of the heap is simply saying that if you, maybe I'll talk about this on Cosmic Matters as well Sunday, thinking up some stuff, but yeah, I'm not saying that. I love that song though. I will sing the Man in the Mirror song. It's a great Michael Jackson song. But the paradox of the heap simply means if you have one grain of sand, you do not have a heap of sand. We would not call that a heap, right? And if you add a second grain of sand, you would also not call that a heap of sand. You would just go, it's 2 grains of sand, right? So the thought of adding, so the concept of adding 1 grain of sand will not create a heap of sand, right? Because even if I have 2 grains of sand, I add one more grain of sand, I don't have a heap of sand. I have 3 grains of sand. And so but the paradox is, if you continue adding 1 grain of sand at a time, eventually you will have a heap. Somebody can go over and say, you have a heap of sand. It's like, well, no, I have 1,468 grains of sand, right? But at what point does 1 grain of sand constitute a heap, right? It's like, so if I have 5 and I add is it 6 grains of sand a heap? Is 7? Is 10? Is 4,286? Well, if it was 4,286 is an actual heap, then so at 4,285 it wasn't a heap. So really that's the cumulative effect of how our goals work, right? It's like one day of making calls is not going to get me to my financial. One day putting $1 into my savings account is not going to get me there. Doing one day of working out, and adding another day of working out and adding another day of working out, there's not one day where I'm going to go from like where I am to where I want to be. But eventually you will get there, right? And maybe t-shirt idea, paradox of the heap. I don't know how I'll make that into a t-shirt, but it should. I'll figure it out. So the point being is that it's a problem of language, by the way, but just understanding that when you're in the process, that you'll eventually get there, even though it doesn't seem like it, even though there's not one particular point in time where you can say, I've finally made it. You just have to remain diligent to the process and keep adding your grain of sand, and eventually you'll have a heap. You'll hit your goal, even though it doesn't feel like it. Even though it feels like all I'm doing is just adding grains of sand. It's so small, it doesn't mean anything. And this is the way it goes. This is how evolution has happened. This is not like woo-woo stuff. This is how things happen. This is how we've gotten to multi-complex organisms over millions of years. has combined to get us to where we are. Millions of generations of things being born and living and dying to get to where you are, and passing on their genetic material, and small changes in your DNA and makeup have accumulated to make you where we are now. So this is the way the world works, and we might not like it, but that's the way the world works. If you don't like it, you got to start your own universe. So it's either that or it's violent change. You can have violent change too, but they ended slavery with the most violent, bloodiest war in American history, and a lot of people died. The dinosaurs were wiped out by a very violent quick action, as far as that goes. So you can get change fast, but usually the transition is a lot more violent. And so slow change is a little bit better, and but it's just a little bit harder to get there. Alien engineering to get us our DNA. Hey, even maybe it is. I mean, we're only 54% human DNA, right? So, all right. So that being said, that's my little. We got to get to the goals, and then we can wrap up this morning. So these are just some morning thoughts as we move on. But as we know, every day, I'm talking about the paradox of the heap and how to get to the goals. And so hopefully everyone takes out their goals and have written down their goals and takes a minute to think about the things that they want in their life. And they go through their day, not being reactive, but being proactive. I'm rubbing my fans together because I got to remember that my office is freezing cold where I work. And every day I'm like, I got to make sure I bring more clothing because, and I don't get cold there easily. It's really hard for me to get cold, but man. All right. So I got to read my goals. Goals have to have three things in order to be officially a goal. And again, they don't have to have these things. That's just my definition, the word of a goal. And in order for language to be effective communication tool, we have to agree on the sounds. So the sound good, to me, means it has to be three things. It means number one, it has to be measurable. It has to be specific. Which means you have to be able to say you can do it or you can't. You can't say, I want to make a lot of money. You have to say how much money that is. You can't say, I want to lose weight. You have to say how much that is. So you have to have a measurable goal. It has to be measurable in order to be a goal. It has to have a timetable. It has to be when it ends. This is the end of it. And it has to be written down. Or if it's in your head, it doesn't count. So I'll read through mine real quick. We all know them, the people in the room, but for those of you who are joining Morning Matters, actually, it's kind of funny. I had a friend of mine last night who called me randomly, and he's like, "Yeah, I found your podcast, and I was watching it, and I was like, oh, really? It's like you just put these things out there, and like I haven't talked to him in 8 or 9 months, right? And he was watching them. I'm like, well, that's my daily Morning Matters that I do for a half hour, but my bigger podcast, which I forgot, I got to post episode 9 on Spotify or episode 8. I think we did episode 8. Episode 9 of Cosmic Matters this week will be perceiving the universe and the size of the universe. So we're going to talk about big and small on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. So we're going to do a little bit of that. And I love putting things in perspective for people. But anyway, I'm off on a tangent. Back to the goals. Let me read them. I'm procrastinating reading them because, again, I feel like I'm in the montage right now, and I just feel like I'm spinning my wheels. But I do know intellectually, I understand I'm moving towards these things, but emotionally, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. But hey, that's why we do this. All right. So financials earn $112,347 after taxes, which is $160,000. By the way, I had another my buddy who called me last night also had another job opportunity for me, which I'm going to entertain and look at. It's funny, all these, once you get a job, it's like when you're looking for a girlfriend and then you don't find one. And then when you do find a girlfriend, then all these other women pop out of nowhere. I don't know if that's the same for women, because just women kind of have guys that always want them. It's like since the time they turned 13. But I know for me, when I'm single and I'm not seeing anyone, no one looks at me. The minute I find somebody, then it's like, random girls are calling me out of the woodwork. So right now, when I was looking for the jobs that I wanted, I couldn't find them. Now that I accepted a job, it's like now I'm people are like, hey, I got this opportunity and I know these people. It's weird. But anyway, decrease bad debt by $25,000, buy $10,000 worth of Tesla stock. I really wanted to do a This Matters about Tesla last night, but I just was so exhausted. I fell asleep. I woke up at 3:30 and I went to go check on my mom, and she's like, oh, can we do this and that and this? And I'm like, Mom, it's 3:30 in the morning, So she's like, I don't know what time it is. I don't know anything. And she's like, I just know I'm in pain. I'm like, I'm sorry. But anyway, save $7,000 Raised my credit score by 150 points. Health, weight down 250 pounds. Average weekly blood sugar under 150. My blood sugar is not doing good right now. I should check it now that I fasted, but last time I checked it, it was back up to 300s because I haven't been taking my Mounjaro because when I left my other job, I went off the medication that I need, blah, blah, blah. So I'll get health insurance again and then get back on the Mounjaro. Complete a half marathon, bench press 315. Yeah, for some reason, I think the algorithm hears me talking about 315 because now I get random YouTube videos of because and it's all about bench pressing 315, how to bench press more, and I haven't looked it up. But these videos just keep showing up. So I think the algorithm even is watching or listening to my now I just got a squat video too. I got a couple of squat videos that just showed up in my algorithm. That's so funny. it's the whatchamacallit. It's the universe telling me something, or it's the algorithm listening to my podcast saying, "Oh, let's send them squat videos and bench press videos." That's interesting. The disciplines, I have one discipline right now. I've been doing my squats and my push-ups, but I just gotta get this fasting thing down because that's the one that's giving me the worst. I am going walking. I'm gonna go walk this morning. Oh, look, the sun, the birds are out, and the sun. Look at that. I must have said something good today because I just started hearing the birds, and then I looked out the window, and the sun is the light, the darkness has gone away, and the light has come out. Let the sun. You guys got 2 songs today. Must be a good day. Let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Eat some cinnamon. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, I have cinnamon pills. I'm gonna pop one of those this morning too with my metformin. Thank you, Maya Gio and Renee and Mohammed, who sold me out, by the way. We'll talk about that later. Sold me out on the on our fantasy football league, but I'll talk to him about that later. But anyway, it is 7:00. I'm gonna do some squats and some push-ups and do some walking and go get mom some ice for her knee and see what she needs. And I'm excited for a great day. So I hope all of you have a great day. It's Friday, right? So there won't be Morning Matters tomorrow. I hope you have also a great weekend then. I will be doing Cosmic Matters 10:00 on Sunday, and then you can see that up on Spotify. I haven't been on TikTok. I'm going to figure out TikTok. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. Saturday is TikTok day, where I'm just going to literally figure out what I can do and can't do and figure out the TikTok live and studio. So I can, right now I'm only on YouTube right now. And I'm going to figure that out. And so I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a great day, a great weekend. And if you're in the montage, I keep pushing, keep going, make it a heap. And I hope you'll hit your goals. And I will see you on Monday. Have a great one. Thank you, Renee. Mohammed, Magio, Crusader, if you're out there. Mohammed. Oh, wait, I said everyone. That's it. I only have 4 followers. Thank you, guys. I'll see you soon.